A very good evening to you. I'm Kamar Fambelow with the latest news from Granada Reports. Well, first tonight, and business leaders are warning train services across the north will collapse into utter chaos unless issues around driver shortages are fixed. In a letter, the Northern Powerhouse Partnership has urged the Transport Secretary Mark Harper to take urgent action. Months of disruption has seen hundreds of services cancelled by a number of rail operators. Mr Harper is due to meet with Metro mayors Andy Burnham and Steve Rotherham to discuss the issue later this week. Anna Yosef has this report.
An all too common sight for regular rail commuters: cancelled trains, long delays and strike action.
So literally last Sunday I got stuck in London for the night, and I'm a teacher, so I had to take the day off work, couldn't teach my lessons, and the only train I could get on was one to Rugby, then one to Birmingham, then one to Manchester, and it was 4.5 hours, and I literally couldn't get on because it was packed.
Trains are always delayed, they're always late, it's packed out on trains, especially coming from, so I used to get trained from Burnley, so we have to travel to Preston, and then from Preston down into Manchester, and it's just absolutely packed out, and it's standing room only, basically, so I get a bus in now.
Well, you can't get anywhere unless you drive, which is the lesser of two evils, or rather the greater of two evils in this environment. So we don't really want to have to do it. We'd rather use the train. We get people's plights, but the pots are empty. I don't know where they think the money's going to come from.
After months of rail misery, business leaders are warning the government they now only have days to fix the issue of driver shortages.
As people might remember, back in May 2018, when that timetable changed, it led to absolute chaos. The reality is something similar is about to happen. And on December the 11th, we need more drivers to be out on the network driving trains. And without a rest day working agreement in place, there is no way to get enough people. And that means by this Friday, by the end of the week, the Transport Secretary has got to give TransPennine the permission they need and the financial backing from government to go out and offer a new agreement to the Train Drivers Union so that hopefully their members will start coming in on their rest days again, as they did until a year ago when the agreement was originally ended.
In a statement, the government agreed the current situation was unacceptable and said it was investing billions in northern transport and working closely with train operators to resolve recruitment problems. TransPennine have apologised for the ongoing travel disruption and say they're continuing to address the impact of sickness and a shortage of drivers. Union bosses say it's passengers who are left paying the price.
What kind of business model runs its railway service that relies on people working their days off to cover 40% of its services? What kind of a business model is that? And that's at the heart of all of this. And it's now obviously coming to fruition where the services are just getting worse and worse.
With more train strikes planned in the run-up to Christmas, passenger groups are hoping the government will step in and get the rail service back on track. Anna Yosef, ITV News.
Police say the murder of a man who was shot and attacked with acid in Wigan is the first fatal shooting in Greater Manchester for more than 2 years. Liam Smith, who was 38, was found dead just yards from his home in Shevington last Thursday. In a tribute, his family say he will be sorely missed. Detectives have described his murder as shocking and are warning the public not to approach or contact anyone who may have been involved. A midwife from Bury who travelled to Poland to help Ukrainian refugees after the Russian invasion has won a national award. Wendy Warrington used her own money to travel to the border and has been back 4 more times to help. She was named Best Midwife at the Who Cares Awards and dedicated her win to the people of Ukraine. Well, next tonight to the football club which is helping its neighbours with their mental health. Everton already has a number of schemes to improve the well-being of people in the community, but it's about to open a brand new building near Goodison Park with the aim of making a real difference in the area. Our Merseyside correspondent, Andy Bonner, has this report.
Football fans might not be the first to talk about their mental health, but at Everton, they're using the game as a force for good. In the shadow of Goodison Park, a new hub called the People's Place is taking shape.
When you look at any statistics around health inequalities or poor health outcomes, the L4 area comes up top of the list each time. And The work that we do, we find ourselves in such a privileged position whereby we can make such a significant difference to help improve the quality of life of people who are local to us and make some real meaningful change.
For years, the charity Everton in the community has helped improve people's well-being, but the hub will be a beacon for its services, with a gym and spaces for open access sessions, workshops and counselling.
My own mental health took a bit of a turn, and the support it gave me has been incredible. The People's Place is going to be absolutely incredible, not just for the community, not just for participants here, but for anyone who wants to come along, for the whole city.
NHS mental health services were already stretched post-pandemic. That's been compounded by the cost of living crisis, so Everton expects this place to get busy.
There's an increase in waiting times and waiting lists around mental health and wellbeing, which unfortunately I think pushes the threshold up to access support. So I think that's where hopefully the People's Place can help in meeting that need of those who perhaps fall between the gaps.
But in case you were wondering, you won't have to be Evertonian or even a football fan to use this place. Are you a red or a blue?
Saying that.
Rod Horton has had Parkinson's for 16 years and already plays football here, but he's looking forward to the hub opening.
It's nice to have like-minded people to talk to, because when you've got a problem, people don't tend to shy away and just lock themselves in the corner. And
the People's Place will open in the new year. Andy Bonner, ITV News, Liverpool.
Now, former England and Manchester City star Jill Scott can now add another title to her impressive CV, Queen of the Jungle. Jill was crowned Queen of the Jungle on ITV's I'm a Celebrity last night, staving off stiff opposition. The 35-year-old is celebrating out in Australia and is expected to get a warm welcome on her return to the coffee shop she runs in Manchester. Paul Crane reports.
And the new Queen of the Jungle.
This is the moment England lioness Jill Scott became Queen of the Jungle. The former Manchester City star proved to be a popular winner on last night's I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here grand final. And this morning she was still trying to take it all in.
I said obviously winning the Euros, it took us about 16 years of an international career, so that has to be up there with the best moment of my life. But yeah, this just hasn't sunk in yet. It's a really weird feeling right now.
The England women's second highest cap player announced her retirement from football at the age of 35. The decision came after the midfielder was part of the England squad that won Euro 22 in the summer. And in the Jungle, Jill still proved nifty on her feet.
Jill, her legs are going to tangle.
I'm a Celebrity runner-up was Hollyoaks actor Owen Warner, who was clearly pleased to be out of the Jungle. But it was Jill Scott who was crowned the winner by Mike Tyndall.
That's Mike.
I haven't got any plans. Once I retired, I should have really had a plan in place. So that's kind of how I landed in the jungle, so to speak. But yeah, I actually don't know what I'm going to do next. But I just feel like if you give everything every single day, keep trying to be a good person, then we'll just see what happens.
And all that remained was for Jill to cross the Jungle Bridge and be reunited with her fiancé Shelley Unit. We wait their return to Manchester in the coming days. Paul Crone, ITV News.
Here's Emma.
Mom, wet wipes, toilet or bin?
Bin. Why?
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, hope you've had a good day. It's been a very wet month so far, but turning drier as we head into the start of December. Also turning gradually colder this week, and there will be quite a bit of mist and fog around at times as well. So as it reforms overnight tonight, nothing too quirky, but it is difficult to say exactly where the thickest of the fog is going to be. We think the usual suspects will be quite prone around parts of Greater Manchester, Merseyside and Cheshire here. Away from the fog, temperatures will fall away and there could be a touch of patchy frost, particularly through parts of Lancashire Derbyshire and also South Cumbria there. Here is sunrise and sunset times for tomorrow. Sun's up just past 8 in the morning, sets just before 4 in the afternoon. And there'll be quite a bit of mist and fog around first thing, but that will lift into low cloud and then gradually drift northwards. And so maybe 1 or 2 brighter spells around. Temperatures about where they are today, around about average or just below, lower than they have been just recently. And after that on Wednesday, quite a cloudy day. For Thursday, there will be some sunny spells around. It's going to be the brightest day of the next few. For Friday, that chilly easterly wind is going to kick in. There's a bit of high pressure over Scandinavia and Russia, which will be affecting us as we move through the week. That's it for now. Bye-bye.
Cleaned up well.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
And that is it for Granada Reports today. As ever, there is much more on our website. We'll be back in Good Morning Britain from 6. Until then, a very good night. Bye-bye.